Jaya Kunja Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Gopi Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Sudāmā Jaya Sudāmā Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Sudāmā Jaya Yamuna Tirabhanachari Jaya Kunja Vihare Jaya Jaya Yamuna Tirabhanachari Jaya Kunja Vihare Jaya Jaya Radha-madhava Jaya Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai go Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai go Hari Bo Jayam Vishnupa Paramahasa Pari-Praja-Kacharya Shrimad is Divine Grace. Esi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupa Paramahasa Pari-Praja-Kacharya Shrimad is Divine Grace. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Grantara Srila Ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Mitaya Gopi Manande. All glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees. All glories to thee, let us feet of Sri Guru Gauranga. Narayana Namaskritya Narayana Narottamam Devam Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayeswa Bhadresu Nijam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Vede Ramani Chaiva Purane Bharati Tata Hado Adyan Chamadye Chahari Sabata Giyati Mokam Karati Bhachalam Fangu Langarati Gri Yakripataham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarini Paramananda Madhava Dhamma Prajita Kadavota Paramoni Maslam Satam Vedam Vastapam Atapastu Sivadanta Vatayumulanan Sima Bhagavate Mahamune Kinteki Vapara Isvara Sadhurdi Aparteta Kitabita Kishanan Nigama Kapatala Galita Falam Sukamo Controversam Vitan Pibatam Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muhura Urasika Bhagavabuka Yashavashama nāyaṁ Krishna Parama Purusi Bhakti Uttapade Pumsam Sukamo Apayapaha Atoyam Brahma Sutranam Paratata Vininaya Gayati Vasha Ruposu Vidata Paribhimita Savabhiditi Asanam Saram Saram Paribhimita Savabhidantam Saramisi Bhagavatam Visyati Tarasami tasyāti tasya sarati kochi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramadanam Devaki Paramananda Krishna Gandhi Jagaguru Amamo Krishna Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhūtale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jinamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Devasesa Sanyavadi Pasachada Dishitarini Panchakapaturabhyasta Kripasuni Devacha Patitana Pavanavibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Namo Mābhajat Krishna Pramapadayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namini Guru Tasya Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I thank everyone for being here this morning for Srimad Bhagavatam class and also for the audience watching from Vrindavan TV. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the life of devotees, is the nectarian nectar, and simply being absorbed in hearing and chanting Bhagavatam. Whatever is inauspicious in our life will exterminate. So we are continuing the reading from Bhagavatam 10th canto, chapter 81, today's text 6 to 7. This is about Sudāmā, Vipra, the Brahmana Sudāmā, who was very intimate friend of Lord Krishna. And Sudāmā, he had gone to Dwarka just to have audience, to have darshan of Lord Krishna, because his wife told him that you must go to Dwarka to see Krishna. After all, Krishna is your friend. Because the couple, very, very poor couple, they are so poor that they just have one clothes which they share between each other. They are so poor. Their house, they just have a very small hut. leaking everything. Very, very poverty-stricken. But Sudāmā was never disturbed that they are poor. He was never disturbed. He was always talking, thinking, narrating about Krishna's sweet, very wonderful characteristics. He was never disturbed. He was never unhappy about his poverty-stricken condition. So then, of course, the wife, she said, because she's not so happy that she cannot properly feed her husband. She cannot give him proper food because they have nothing. So, actually, by the inspiration of Krishna himself, the wife told her husband that, go to Dwarka, go and see Krishna, he's your friend. Maybe Krishna will give you some gift. Even if he doesn't give you a gift, at least you will have the happiness of having his darshan. So the Sudāmā now, he had came to Dwarka. So we've been reading in this beginning from the last chapter about the journey of Sudāmā to Dwarka and how Krishna welcomed him to his palace and how Krishna was very, very joyful that his very, very dear friend had come to visit him. So, being a Brahmana, Lord Krishna, he gave proper worship to Sudāmā, putting him on his throne, washing his feet, sprinkling the water on his own head, and also to the head of his wives. So, and Krishna was very, very happy, and he and Sudāmā, they exchanged so much pleasantries among each other, especially when they were both students in the ashram of because they were in the Gurukul together. They were very, very close friends. So they had so many pastimes together. So they exchanged all these pleasantries. So both Krishna and Sudāmā, they are very, very joyful. And now Sudāmā was about to leave. He was about to go. Now Krishna noticed something. So this is today's text. It's about the text 6 to 7, Canto 10, chapter 81. So we have it on the board here, so we can chant together. Sarva-bhūtātma-dṛk sakhā, tasyāgamana-kāraṇam, vijñāyācintayan nāyaṁ, śrī-kāmo mābhajat purā, tatya pati-vratāyās sakhā priya-cikīrṣayā, prāpto asya dāsyāmi, sampado martya-durlabhāḥ, sarva-bhūtātma-dṛk sakhāt, tasyāgamana-kāraṇam, vijñāyācintayan nāyaṁ, śrī-kāmo mābhajat purā, pati-vratāyās sakhā priya-cikīrṣayā, prāpto dāsyāmi, sampado martya-durlabhāḥ, You can please chant. Somebody chant.
Sarva-bhūtātma-dṛk tasyāgamana-kāraṇam vijñāyācintayan nāyaṁ śrī-kāmo mābhajat pati-vratāyās sakhā priya-cikīrṣayā prāpto dāsyāmi sampado martya-durlabhāḥ sarva-bhūtātma-dṛk tasyāgamana-kāraṇam vijñāyācintayan nāyaṁ śrī-kāmo mābhajat purā patnyāḥ sakhā priya-cikīrṣayā prāpto asya dāsyāmi sampado martya-durlabhāḥ sarva-bhūtātma-dṛk sākṣāt tasyāgamana-kāraṇam vijñāyācintayan nāyaṁ śrī-kāmo mābhajat pati-vratāyās sakhā priya-cikīrṣayā ātma dāsyāmi sampado martya-durlabhāḥ sarva-bhūtātma-dṛk tasyāgamana-kāraṇam vijñāyācintayan nāyaṁ śrī-kāmo mābhajat pati-vratāyās sakhā priya-cikīrṣayā prāpto dāsyāmi sampado martya-durlabhāḥ.
Ladies.
sarva-bhūtātma-dṛk tasyāgamana-kāraṇam vijñāyācintayan nāyaṁ śrī-kāmo mābhajat pati-vratāyās sakhā priya-cikīrṣayā prāpto dāsyāmi sampado martya-durlabhāḥ.
Sarva of all bhūta, living beings, ātma of the hearts, dṛk, the sakhāt, direct, tasya, he is Sudāmā, āgamana, for the coming, kāraṇam, the reason, vijñāya, understanding fully, acintayat, he thought, now, not, ayam, he, śrī, of opulence, kāmaḥ, desirous, mean, mābhajat, worshipped, purā, in the past, patnyāḥ, of his wife, pati, to her husband, prataya, chastely devoted, to, however, sakhā, my friend, priya, the satisfaction, cikīrṣayā, with the desire of securing prāpto, now come, mam, to me, asya, to him, dāsyāmi, I will give sampado, riches, martya, by the demigods, durlabhāḥ, unobtainable. Translation and purport by the BBT. Being the direct witness in the hearts of all living beings, Lord Krishna fully understood why Sudāmā had come to see him. Thus, he thought, in the past, my friend has never worshipped me out of a desire for material opulence. But now he comes to me to satisfy his chaste and devoted wife. I will give him riches that even the immortal demigods cannot obtain. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti comments that the Lord momentarily wondered, how has it come about, despite my omniscience, that this devotee of mine has fallen into poverty? Then quickly understanding the situation, he spoke to himself the words related in this verse. But someone may may point out that Sudāmā should not have been so poverty-stricken, since appropriate enjoyment comes as a byproduct of service to God, even for a devotee who has no ulterior motives. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9:22. Ānāyaṁ toma ye jana payupāsate te sanityaਭiyuktānaṁ yogakhemam vahāmyaham. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. In response to these points, a distinction must be made between two kinds of renounced devotees. One kind is inimical to sense gratification, and the other is indifferent to it. The Supreme Lord does not force sense gratification upon the devotees, who is extremely averse to worldly enjoyments. This is seen among such great renouncers as Jat Bharat. On the other hand, the Lord may give limitless wealth and power to a devotee who is neither repelled nor attracted by material things, such as Prahlād Maharaj. Up to this point in his life, Sudāmā Brahmana was totally averse to sense gratification. But now, out of compassion for his faithful wife, and also because he hankered to have Krishna's audience, he went to beg from the Lord. So the life of Sudāmā Vipra is a life that's worth deep concentration, deep contemplation about by devotees, in terms of how the praying bhaktas, the devotees of the Lord, how they actually live their life. Because the Lord's dear devotees, they are very, very dear to Him. His devotees are very, very dear to Him. But sometimes the Lord, He hides away His devotees. Because the devotees are very, very confidential. Very, very confidential to Him. And the way the Lord hides His devotees, He makes them look as if they are very, very poor, that they are very, very poverty-stricken, so that they will be shielded away from the materialistic people, from the modern people, because when a modern person see a poor person, a poor devotee, they simply scorn that person. They simply, scorn. They look at him as useless fellow. Just like Prabhu was always quoting this verse. Was that Anugraha, was that there's this verse in 10th canto that Prabhu was quoting, where the Lord said that when I become merciful to my devotees, I take away everything from him. I make him very, very poverty-stricken, so that his family members, his society, they will look at him as being useless. They see him as being useless fellow. So I want to deal with a poverty-stricken fellow. So they look at him as useless. So they will have nothing to do with such fellow. But such persons, such devotees, they are in full love with the Lord. They have so much love for the Lord. So this is the Lord's own doing that makes his devotees this way. That devotees appear to be poverty-stricken, so that their concentration will be on the Lord. Like Srila Rupa Goswami, he said, ayam bila sita-sayan gyana kamadhyana vritam anukujena krishna nusalana bhati utana. The devotees, they have nothing, they have no other, nothing for their attention. Ayam bila sita, no other things. No desire for karma, no desire for gyan. Nothing. They simply, only whatever is favorable for Krishna no silana. That is what matters to them. So Sudāmā was full of love for Krishna. He was never disturbed that he was, he was poor and all that. But his wife, she desired that Sudāmā should go to Krishna. Go and visit your dear friend. Krishna is your very dear friend. Go and visit him. It doesn't matter, even though, yes, maybe Krishna will give you something, whatever. But still, because as she was having a conversation with Sudāmā that go to Krishna, we are so poor, maybe he will help us, he will give you something. But Sudāmā was very, very objecting. He said, no, how can I go to Krishna? How can I go and beg for Krishna for something? I cannot do that. So there was argument between Sudāmā and his wife. And the wife said, okay, it doesn't matter, okay, just go to him. He's your dear friend. You have not seen for a long time. So at least you can go and have his darshan. After all, devotee's goal is to have Krishna darshan. That's the devotee's only purpose in life is to always constantly have the darshan of Krishna. Just like we come every morning to have the darshan of the Lord, Mangala Arati, Darshan Arati. Otherwise, what is the purpose of life? What is the life purpose? We have got in this human form of life, durlabhāḥ manusam jama, which is very rarely attained. What's the purpose of the human form of life? To have Krishna darshan. Otherwise, the body is just like a corpse. So what is the use of it if one cannot have Krishna darshan? So the wife said, go see Krishna. This is something you always agree for. And of course, this organ, this prodding by Sudāma's wife, is Krishna himself who actually came to the wife of Sudāmā. He came to her in the guise of a Brahmana and telling her that, look at your situation. Go to, send your husband to Krishna. Send your husband to him. Send your husband to him. It's Krishna himself who could not even tolerate the condition of his own devotees. If devotees are in some bad situation, even Krishna cannot tolerate it. So he actually inspired Sudāma's wife to urge her husband to go to Krishna. But as we have read in this purport, that there are two classes of devotees, two classes of prem bhakta, the loving devotees. One class of loving devotees is one who is completely averse to any form of materialization. He does not want anything, he does not want to have anything to do with it. He has no interest whatsoever. That's one class of prem bhaktas. And another class is the one who doesn't mind if he gets material wealth or not. He's not mindful of that. He doesn't mind because he uses that material wealth for Krishna's service, because he sees it as Krishna's order on him to utilize it. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, for instance. Prahlad Maharaj, he was, very dear devotee of the Lord. He was very dear devotee of the Lord. And after the Lord killed his father, Hiranyakashipu, and the Lord told him that now he has to become the king of the demons. He has to be king. He has to rule the demoniac kingdoms. Prahlad, being a loving devotee, he could have said, no, my Lord, I do not want this. I simply want to, simply do, hearing and chatting about you. I just want to do that only. I don't want to be a king or anything like that. But this is the Lord's own desire, that you become the king and rule the kingdom of the demons. So, because this is the Lord's own desire, and this is the Lord's own purpose, so Prahlad, he accepted it. He accepted it by himself. He has no attachment to it. So which means some kind of devotees, they can have everything, but at the same time, they have no single attachment to it. Like in the priya-Bhagavatamrita, Srila Sanatana Goswami, he was describing the life of Gopal Kumar. Gopal Kumar, he was a simple Brahmana from Vrindavan. He came from Vrindavan. And then he developed attachment to Gopal Kumar. He developed attachment to Madan Gopal. And then he started searching. He started going everywhere. He was going everywhere. He was being dressed in a simple dress of a Brahmana. So because his guru, after his guru initiation, so he started traveling all over the country. And then as he was going, he was in Jagannath-puri, and then he became a king. And when he became a king, even though he was a king, he simply made the kingdom be Krishna conscious. He was always wearing the simple dress of a Brahmana. Simple dress. And no, not Brahmana, simple dress of a Gopal, cowboy boy. He never put on the royal dress, anything like that. But at the same time, he made sure that the whole kingdom become devoted to the Lord, full of hearing and chanting. All the Brahmanas are coming, glorifying the Lord. And then he traveled to the higher planets. He became Indra. When he became Indra, still, he was always the same person. He never let that the conception that now I'm not Indra now, I'm the king of the demigods, I'm the king of the universe, now let me end. Because after all, Indra means the one who is very attached to the senses. But he was never attached to the senses. He was simply making sure that the whole universe is full of devotees. Fully making sure. Never attached to the position whatsoever. Then he became Brahman. He became Brahma. Still the same situation. He was never attached to the position. Just the mentality that, yes, I am a simple servant of the Supreme Lord. So there was one time when Yudhishthira Maharaj, he prayed to Lord Krishna. He asked the Lord, my dear Krishna, I want you to give me a benediction to be a king, or to be an emperor, to be an emperor of the biggest empire. Give me that benediction. I want to be the emperor of the biggest empire that has no rival. So Lord Krishna said, okay. And then also, I want you to give me benediction of having the most devoted brothers. The most devoted brothers. Very powerful. Lord Krishna said, okay. You get it? And then he asked that, also I want you to give me the most beautiful wife. The most beautiful wife in the planet. The most excellent woman to be my queen. In this case, Draupadi. So Lord Krishna said, yes, I give you. Now Lord Krishna asked Maharaj, he said, my dear Yudhishthira, you're asking me for all this benediction. And you are my devotee. And my devotee do not desire any of these things. My devotee have no interest for any opulence or anything like that. So why are you asking me for this? So Yudhishthira Maharaj replied that, yes, my lord, you are right. All this thing I'm asking you, it's not my interest to be the emperor of the biggest empire, to have the most devoted brothers, to have the most beautiful wife, all the opulence. This is not my hankering. But I'm asking for this so that when people see me, when they see me as a king who has got the biggest empire, the most devoted brothers, the most beautiful wife, and everything, they see me, and they will say that, oh, look at Yudhishthira Maharaj, such a great emperor, Samrat, such a big emperor. His brothers are so devoted. And look at his wife, everyone envies his wife. But at the same time, Yudhishthira Maharaj is a very, very dear devotee of Lord Krishna. He's a very, very dear devotee of Lord Krishna. So therefore, if Yudhishthira Maharaj has all these things, and is a devotee of Krishna, so why can't we also be a devotee of the Lord? After all, devotees of the Lord are famous for when you become a devotee, the Lord is known as Hari. Hari means it takes away everything from you. You know, you become poverty-stricken, it takes away. So therefore, when you say Hari, 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 means take away everything from me. Take away, go, take away. You know. So therefore, people are very afraid. Say, if I become a devotee of Krishna, I'm going to become poor. So therefore, why should I become devotees? Because the history is full of all devotees who are always hankering, who have nothing, who are always begging. So therefore, why should someone desiring to be a devotee? So Yudhishthira Maharaj, he wants to provide opportunity for people to be devoted. So therefore, he's asking Krishna that, give me all this benediction, so that when people see that, oh, look at Yudhishthira Maharaj, he has all these things. So therefore, he's a devotee of Krishna. I can also be a devotee of Krishna. So that's my only reason. And we say that after Lord Krishna left the planet, after he finished his pastimes, they learned why not. So Yudhishthira Maharaj and all his brothers, they immediately renounced everything. They said, well, there's no more use of being in this world anymore. So they gave up everything. So some class of devotees, they are totally averse to sense gratification. They will not have nothing to do with it. And some other class of devotees, they don't mind if the Lord give it to them or not. They will not mind, because they will use it as an opportunity for the service, to render service to the Lord. So that's the explanation. Like Kunti Maharani, she said, Jamashwarya Sutta Subi, Vedamana Madapaman, Nairatin Abidatunwai, Tomakinchana Gocharam. That my Lord, your Lordship, can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty cannot approach you with sincere feeling. So basically, with all material prosperity, bodily beauty, strength, and all that, it's difficult to become a devotee of the Lord. Difficult. Because one is always thinking of all those qualities that one possesses. So therefore, it's difficult to call out upon the Lord. So my Prabhu said, Nandana, Nandana, that my dear Lord, I do not want nothing, no wealth, no dana, no followers, no beautiful women, nothing. I simply want to be your servant, birth after birth. I simply want to be your Mama Germany story. Just to be your servant, your devotee, life after life. This is the prayer of a devotee. I remember one time we were doing Sankirtan a long time ago, doing Sankirtan. And then I was trying to preach to one person. So I was trying to sell the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So I was reading this prayer of Lord Chaitanya, that, oh my dear Lord, I do not want wealth, I do not want beautiful women, this and that. I simply want to be your servant, but after that. So the person said, this is what I want. this is what I'm looking for. How can you say that I don't want this thing? This is what I want. So he said, no, your religion is not good. He said, what kind of religion is that? You don't want this, you don't want that. No wealth. So this is the thing that devotees say, they don't want all these things. But devotees are always, it's not that the needs of devotees are never met. After all, the citation of the verse in the Bhagavad Gita, that, what's that verse? Yeah, āyam tuman, ye jana payapasate, what is that? So the Lord said that those ananyas, those always thinking of me, always fully absorbed in me, āyam to always absorbed in me, to them I carry what they lack, and I personally deliver what I preserve what they have, and I deliver what they need. This is the Lord's own pledge. If whatever my devotees have, I protect for them. And if they lack something, I go and deliver to them. I will carry it on my own head and go, vijñāya, I carry for them what they need. This is what the Lord said. My dear devotees. But at the same time also we are reading about the devotee Sudāmā who is completely poverty stricken. Is that not against the Lord's own pledge that he delivered the needs of his devotees? This is like against his own pledge. So the Lord is thinking that my devotee Sudāmā is my devotee. You know, he has nothing. And it's my pledge that my devotees will never be lack of anything. But Sudāmā, you know, his poverty, so he only come here because his wife told him to come. That's why he came to my palace. Otherwise he would not come. You know, but as we said, the Sudāmā do not want anything. There are so many devotees who, even though they may be very, very hungry, even though their stomach they have not, still they will not make any effort to even go and find a way to get something to eat. They will not even make any effort. To them, it's like whatever comes, they will take. Just like when Madhavendra he was in Govardhan. He was in Govardhan, Madhavendra he was doing his bhajan. He's been there, he was fasting for many days. And then Krishna himself came, he came in the form of a simple young Gopal. He came and told Madhavendra that, hey, Baba, you are here for the last few days. You know, the village women, they told me that you are here, sitting here, and you have not been eating anything. So therefore, take this milk. Take this milk. So Madhavendra he took the milk from the boy. He took the milk, and then he drank the milk. And of course, when he drank the milk, he found it's the most nectarian thing. And he was wondering, who is this boy who had brought this milk? And he later found out that it's Krishna himself who had come in the form of a cowherd boy to bring the milk. So there are many verses which actually have here by which how the devotees, how they are only concerned, it's simply, you know, their deep concentration on the lotus feet of the Lord. And the most ideal devotees are the gopis of Vrindavan. So the gopis, especially the Brajadevis, they gave up everything, their homes, families, reputations, even bodily comforts, just to be with Krishna in the middle of the night, just to be with Krishna. They gave up everything. So because by the moment they hear Krishna's flute, they will immediately run out to be with Krishna in the middle of the forest, to go and be with him, the moment they hear Krishna's flute. And then, when they meet Krishna in the forest, Krishna will tell them that, oh, my dear gopis, you are very, very respectable ladies, wives, mothers. What are you doing here in the forest to be with me? You should go back to your household, go back to your household. So the gopi, they will say, what is our household? To hell with our household. What is our household? This means nothing to us. The real meaning of our life is to be with you here in the forest. That's the only purpose of our life, is to be with you here in the forest. So, by the way, today is the appearance day of Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. I'm supposed to say a little bit about that. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti, but is Srila Vishnu Chakravarti is the very, very great saint, very, very good devotee. and a also great author within the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti, his early life was that his mother was Malini. Actually, Vishnu Chakravarti, he took birth after Mahaprabhu left. He took birth around that time. But his mother's name, her name was Malini. And when Malini was a young girl, 4 years old, so that time Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement, Sankirtan pastimes was going on in the house of Shiva's Thakur. So during these pastimes, so Mahaprabhu he benedicted, not Malini, is it Malini? Her name, the father, the mother of Gundamada Thakur. What's her name? Huh? Narayani, not Malini, Narayani. So Mahaprabhu told Narayani to chant, and Mahaprabhu chant. Tell her, benedicted her. And then Narayani, even though she was a 4-year-old, she was dancing in ecstasy, full of power, full of tears, and shedding tears, and chanting the Lord's name. So she received the Lord's mercy as a very, very young child. And then, after she got married, I think in Bengal, the girls they normally married at a very young age, maybe 10, 12 years old. Anyway, she married, and shortly after she got married, the exact year is not mentioned, but then she gave birth to a child. The child's name was Bundamundas Thakur. But shortly after that, her husband died, so she became a widow, and then she was raised by Shiva's Thakur. I don't know if I get the story correct. Maybe I pandit, maybe you know better. So, but Vrindavan Das Thakur, so he grew up as a very, very dear devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He grew up, and also he was, when he was a young boy, so he came under the shelter of Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda was his guru. Then, when you read Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will find so many, many chapters devoted to Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda was his guru. Actually, at the end of every verse in this Chaitanya Bhagavat, he was always saying that, what is that? Śrī Nityananda, what is that? Chaitanya Bhagavat, there's the verse, every verse is always dedicated to Nityananda Prabhu. So, the most authoritative book which detailed the life of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was the Chaitanya Bhagavat, which was written by Vrindavan Das Thakur. That's the most authoritative book which detailed the life of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. And from Chaitanya Bhagavat, it was established that yes, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, that Sri Chaitanya Prabhu is non-different from Krishna. So that, from Chaitanya Bhagavat. And of course, Chaitanya Bhagavat, it detailed the early life of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, from the birth to the time Chaitanya Prabhu took sannyas. So this is very, very well detailed. And then, and of course, it was from Chaitanya Bhagavat that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he took the inspiration to write Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, he was known as the incarnation, the Vyasa avatar, the incarnation of Vyasadeva. So Srila Bhaksidanta, he established that. And Srila Prabhupada also established that yes, Vrindavan Thakur, he was the incarnation of Vyasadeva, who came specifically to write about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So we are very, very happy that today is the appearance of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Vrindavan Das Thakur ki. So, is there any question? We can finish here. Anybody want to contribute a little bit before we end? Any question about the regarding Sudāmā Vipra, the life of Sudāmā? Okay, I guess it's time for prashad. So thank you very much for sitting and listening patiently. So, yeah, Grand Rashtra ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopi Manande.